Hello and welcome to our channel. In today's video, we're going to talk all about homegrown garlic. We'll discuss how to plant it, how to grow it, how to harvest it, and how to store it, including two different ways of preservation, one being hanging it dry in a cool, dark place, and the other way being storing it in a jar of vinegar like this. So without further ado, let's talk all about garlic. So let me tell you a trick about growing garlic that a lot of people might be a bit misled on. This here, this is my garlic I'm curing, and this down here, this is my seed garlic. You see some of my seeds are popping out already. I harvested this today, and what they might tell you is that if you grow garlic from seed and let it produce seed, it won't give you big bulbs. But look at this. All my bulbs are actually just as large as the cloves I had planted. And this went to seed. So I just wanted to tell you that don't be afraid to grow garlic from seed and to seed. It's very easy to do. You'll get loads of garlic that way and be a happy gardener, yeah? The first way to plant garlic is using cloves. This is the easiest way. You can order them from a seed catalog or an organic garlic farm, or you can save them from your garlic that grows in your garden. You would plant these cloves out in early October. I plant mine out in zone 8A in the southeast every year around October 9th. The other option you have is to plant garlic seeds. All of these will turn into next year's garden seed. If I were to plant from seed, I would plant these out much earlier than a garlic clove. I would plant them out towards the end of July, which is around the time I'd be starting most of my crops for a fall harvest. Every year I plant garlic cloves 6 inches apart the second week of October, around October 9th. My beds are 18 inches deep with good quality compost. I place the clove 4 inches deep, root down, and then cover it with soil. I grow my garlic in mounded berms where the swales in front of them hold rainwater. This is my secret for growing big bulbs of garlic. Holding water in place right at the roots many times over the season when it rains makes the garlic grow to a very large size. To see how to construct a garden in this way, check out one of my other videos, sheet mulching tutorial. One of the reasons I love growing garlic is it adds a lot of beauty in the winter months when nothing else is growing. It should be watered during dry spells, but other than that, I personally don't use any irrigation for my garlic other than rain. Tulips and lettuce are a beautiful companion planting to garlic in the early spring. The garlic will grow to a mature height of about 18 inches tall. It is resistant to pests, deer, rabbits. This October we planted 80 cloves of Enchilium red garlic. That's a variety that was grown by native peoples of Washington. Some of the cloves have a purple hue, and it is a soft neck garlic. Hard-neck garlic is known to store longer in dry storage, but soft-neck garlic is better adapted to hot, humid climates like we have in the South. Scapes are put out by overwintered garlic in the early summertime, which is around the same time garlics planted by clove in the fall are ready for harvest.
That one's huge.
Signs that it's ready are yellowing leaves and lower defoliation. I grow a living mulch in these beds of white Dutch clover. It's an evergreen perennial. The advantage of clover as a ground cover is that it fixes nitrogen in the soil. If you're not sure if it's ready to harvest, you can dig it out a little bit like this and feel to see if the individual cloves are defined, and this one is definitely ready. And using a spade, I get right next to it and I go down till I can lift it up out of the ground like that. And it just comes right out. That way you don't damage the stalk, which you'll need to stay intact if you're going to dry it out and hang it as the preservation method. So I'll just put that into my tray and move on to the next one.
Okay. Oh.
Ready, set, 3, 2, 1. Oh wow! Look what you did. You got the garlic out. Good job. When I harvest my garlic, I cure it on our back porch. Here it's covered, it's not exposed to the elements, and it's sitting on a slatted tray where it can dry with good ventilation. There are other ways that you can cure your garlic, just as long as it's in a sheltered location where it won't get damp. You can also cure the garlic hanging up in a net or on a string. But do make sure that what you harvest is suitable for storage and eating. And let me show you what I mean. And it just falls apart really easily in your hand like that. That's not really what you want to be eating, right? This is the sort of thing you want to pull out of the ground. It's got good paper, white, no broken edges, it's not wet, it's dry, and it's ready to just be cleaned up and stored. Curing garlic will take 4 to 6 weeks and vary depending on the variety that you grow. I've got my fresh picked garlic that's dirty, and then this is in the process of being cleaned, and this is the clean garlic here. And so I'll actually work over this basket here and get a lot of the extra dirt off. And peel off the extra foliage, and I'll either put it into vinegar as individual cloves that I peel like that, or I'll hang it if it's ready to go into dry storage and the bulb looks good. I'll braid it and I'll hang it up in my pantry. That keeps everything from getting too messy when you keep it in a basket on a tray like that.
One.
First I brush it off. That. This is just a scrub brush for dishes that doesn't have anything in it. No soap.
Oh.
Take off the extra
I
paper.
want rubber too.
Okay. So this garlic's done. You peel off the extra paper. The dirt comes off. This one is moist. It's gone brown on the inside. It should be white. And then if it's still moist, but the bulbs are hard, then I'll go ahead and peel it, and I'll put it into vinegar instead as individual cloves in my refrigerator. So that's how you clean it off. Some people choose to do this step and clean it in order to cure it. You just want to make sure you cut the roots off before it's cured. To braid your garlic together, you want to create 3 separate strands by combining 1 or 2 necks of each garlic into a single strand, and then crisscrossing the outer strand over the middle strand back and forth like this. Braid the stems together as far down as needed for the garlic to hold together when pulled from the top. Then flip it over and braid the other side closer to the base of the bulbs. The next step, which is very important before you cure your garlic, is to cut off the roots. I've seen some gardeners do this as soon as they pull the bulb out of the ground, just to hedge their bets. And so that's a nice clean braid of garlic. Just roll that away. Then, once it's cured, you can hang it in a dark, dry place. The second method does not require curing. You can put it straight into a jar of vinegar to preserve it. Okay, so I have now peeled all of the garlic cloves that were left in the bulbs, which were not suitable for dry storage. That is typically something I do if the stalk of the bulb is too wet or it breaks off. I left these out because this is a good example of what I would keep as a seed for the following year. So you can see that's a pretty big clove there. And now all that's left to do is put this into my vinegar jar. So I'm going to add this to my jar here. This is an old applesauce jar, nothing fancy. I cleaned it out and it has white vinegar inside and some other cloves I've already added as I've been harvesting over the past week or so. Now, you can completely peel the garlic like this, or you can leave some of the paper on, like the innermost layer of paper, and that's totally fine because once it's in the vinegar, that paper will just peel right off when you're ready to cook with it, and it's very easy access that way. Doesn't really take any prep work. So I found that garlic will keep in my fridge in a vinegar jar like this all year. And you might be wondering if your food would then taste like vinegar. And I suppose if you ate the garlic raw, it would. But I don't typically eat raw garlic unless I'm sick. And so no, I don't taste any vinegar at all when I cook with it. Cloves should be stored for the year in a cool, dry, dark place in a ventilated bag. This one has mesh holes all around it, and I store it hanging in a basement closet where it doesn't get exposed to light. Like any seeds, you want to store it in an envelope where it gets breathability and blocks out the moisture. These are from 2022, and I can still plant these. You would store it in a cool, dark place inside of coffee tins in the closet. The main thing is not exposing them to light. And that's everything I know about growing garlic. Good luck in your own home garden.